Howdy, howdy, and welcome to another wonderful trash take. All right, boys, reset the clock. It has been 0 days since Hasan Piker has called for the death of someone, and this time it's a U.S. senator, baby. In a clip that's going pretty viral on Twitter, here is Hasan Piker doing what he does best, saying something that should actually get you banned and investigated by the FBI.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay, you wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party.
You have people in his chat while this happens saying yes, and even someone doing the praying emote agreeing with Hasan that please, for the love of God, someone kill this senator. Yeah, that's the video, guys. That's Hasan Piker calling for a death threat. But I also just want to throw this out here. If you don't know, this isn't the first time Hasan Piker's done something like this. That's right. What's better than one death threat? Two death threats. Here's Hasan Piker showing the makeshift shotgun that was used to assassinate the Prime Minister of Japan in response to another senator that was talking about pro-Hamas mobs in a bad way. Because, you know, if you're not a pro-Hamas fan, you're obviously the terrible human being and you deserve to die immediately, as Hasan Piker is clearly showing. Hasan Piker is able to violate his TOS, and you could say this one isn't a Twitch TOS violation because he didn't do it on stream. This is something he posted on his Twitter, but I'm still fairly certain Twitch requires you to keep a good noodle behavior no matter where you are. So here's Twitch's TOS on their terrorism, violent extremism, violence and threats tab. We'll just go over this. Acts of threats of violence are counterproductive to promoting safe inclusion and a friendly community. Violence on Twitch is taken seriously and considered a zero-tolerance violation, and all accounts associated with such activities will be suspended indefinitely. For example, you may not show or promote attempts or threats to harm or kill someone, use of weapons to physically threaten, intimidate, harm, or kill others, encouraging others to participate in acts that harm others. What did he say? If you didn't like this guy, you should kill him? Oh, brother, I can't wait to see Hasan not get banned. I know it's coming. It's a zero-tolerance policy, so he should be perma-banned, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This is Twitch we're talking about. If they would have banned Hasan, they would have banned him for his terrorism and extremism months ago when he had a pro-terrorist on there and glazed him like a fucking donut. Like, that motherfucker thought it was a Krispy Kreme donut, and he busted 20 nuts just to make sure his entire audience knew he's like Luffy from One Piece, which is fucking hilarious. But I saw this, and I was like, there's no fucking way. I listened to it, I thought there's no fucking way. And as far as I can tell, Hasan still isn't banned. And just so people can have some context to this clip, I actually did the unthinkable. I went back in a Hasan stream, and I had to sit here and listen to this. I had to sit here and listen to this 40 IQ individual give the best takes known to mankind, calling everyone who disagrees with him racist, genocider, Nazi, you know, the big buzzwords he likes to throw around. And so the context of this is just like what you think. It's literally him just reacting to this. I'm going to put my head over here so you can see his chat too. Let's see how the great Hasan chat reacts to him calling for a death threat.
He doesn't want to cut Medicaid benefits for anybody, and we don't either. I don't either. We're not going to do that. That's not part of this plan, and the Democrats have been lying about it, and so it's important for us to clarify that. That's what I think he was referring to. We're going to take care of those who are rightful beneficiaries of the programs. We're going to cut the fraud, waste, and abuse out of Medicaid, and that's where we're going to get part of the savings to accomplish this mission.
But are people who are covered by Medicaid now going to potentially lose Medicaid coverage as a result of this?
No, look, the White House has made a commitment. The president said it over and over and over. We're not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. We've made the same commitment. Now, that said, what we are going to do is go into those programs and carve out the fraud, waste, and abuse and find efficiencies. A couple of examples. You know, there's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
That fraud is not coming from individuals, it's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients, okay? It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him the current, what is his current office? What is he?
Right, exactly.
He's the...
Do it, please.
Richard Lynn Scott is an American attorney, businessman, politician, Navy veteran, serving as the senior United States Senator from Florida. Seat he has held since 2019. And also, I believe this past election cycle, he was literally the fucking head of the, what was it, like the Senate committee or something? Like the Republican fundraising initiatives. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he to this day is still also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history. They want to cut SNAP. They want to cut Medicaid. They want to cut the funding of Medicaid. They want to make it harder for people to receive Medicaid. They don't want to actually go after the medical providers or the insurance companies or the nursing homes that are lining their pockets with major donations Those are the people who actually engage in the fraud. It's not your uncle that's like lying about their condition and stealing money from the government by going to the doctor or whatever.
I did the unthinkable. I tried to give him good faith to see if he'd back down on it, and in fact, he doubled down with a second, we need to kill this man if you really want to help the world. Because that's the typical leftist streamer in today's society. Don't believe me, go look at Reddit. They're feral as shit. They call for death threats all the time. Every day I'm seeing new posts about someone saying, please kill Trump, please kill Elon. This is typical leftist rhetoric in America, and it's gotten so fucking bad because these people have been unchecked for years, and now that they lost the election, they've gone absolutely fucking feral. This shit should never be called for. If you are calling for death threats, you're a loser and a sack of shit, and you should remove yourself from the internet, or you should get a no-knock raid by the FBI. My personal belief, if you're calling for someone to actively die because you disagree with their politics, you're a fucking loser. Full stop, no conversation to be had. I seriously think if you're calling for death threats, you're pushing the line. Hasan's violating Twitch TOS blatantly, does it once, does it twice, and his Twitch count is still up because that's where I pulled this VOD from. So yeah, congratulations, Hasan. You've yet again managed to show everyone how retarded you are in one single fell swoop and will forever damage what it means to be a political commentator on Twitch. Because you, for some reason, are a feral retard who cannot seem to actually articulate a reason without calling for death when you disagree with them. So like I showed, this was live on Twitch when he said this, which is a violation of Twitch's TOS policy, which is just multiple violations that he had. Most of his violations of Twitch's TOS mainly involve around the terrorism, especially him promoting terroristic materials on Twitch with the pro-Hamas stuff and the videos he showed on Nimful's stream. So that should have gotten banned alone. The fact that he's now actively calling for a death threat on a sitting U.S. senator while live on Twitch violates the violence policy. It's a violation of violence, essentially. So there's no way he should not be banned. I honestly think Twitch is going to clamp down. I'm going to give Twitch benefit out here. I know I was kind of roasting Twitch for it. Dan Clancy, the I think it's CEO or director of Twitch right now. I know he's a big Hasan fan. He's his favorite political streamer to watch. And I think that the entire Twitch team's pretty corrupt and is on Hasan's side based on all the TOS enforces that they've done on everyone else for random violations versus Hasan Piker, who continually blatantly violates TOS. So, just give it like maybe a few days after some really public backlash, and they'll ban him for like maybe a week. I assume maybe a month at most. I can't wait to see Asmongold react to this either. I know I like Asmongold. At least he has an articulable reason to why he can disagree with someone that doesn't have to lead to direct violence to their life, which at this point, Hasan needs to be banned from Twitch. He's violating TOS. I'm not a pro-censorship. I'm a pro-TOS. If I have to abide by those rules, so do you, fucker. Hell, I don't even know if I can play. I assume this video is probably going to get taken down on YouTube because it's calling for death threats. I don't even know if that's in YouTube's TOS, but I'm sure as shit going to find out. But yeah, if you guys like this, feel free to follow my channel, subscribe to it, comment down below. I'll see you in the next video, though. Until then, later.